Hi guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Ansible network modules. Ansible network modules can configure your network state, test and validate existing network state, and discover and correct network configuration drift. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of Ansible will be absolutely clear to you. This series divided into multiple parts, therefore subscribe to the channel and follow the playlist.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOpsSchool certification level courses, which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
Will now be recorded.
So last day, what we discussed was we got to know what is Ansible and why do we need it. And we also discussed the Ansible architecture. We discussed about ACS, ARS. We discussed about the component of ACS, which is Linux. It has to be in Linux, Python has to be there, Ansible should be installed, inventory should be there, and playbook. We discussed some of the authentications with Linux and Windows, and authorizations also. And then we install the Ansible. Now, then we understand what are the things you get it once you install Ansible, which is Ansible executable modules, plugins, and config files. And we also saw that where the modules and plugins and stuff like that. And then we discuss about the configuration file, which is here. And then we discuss about the inventory. Inventory is nothing but the list of IP address of ARS. It can be used in a different format, like a command line also, file also, directory also, script also, and so on. Now, then we discuss all the playbook at a high level. And today we are going to start with Ansible Ad Hoc Commands. Correct? All of you?
Correct.
Yeah, tell me. Yes, I can hear you.
No, it was not a question. I was only agreeing with you.
Okay. So, what to do? So, guys, when you start doing something, first thing, let's have a project. Okay, project means whatever the requirements each one of you have for Ansible. That's a requirement. Remember that one thing, set your mindset, you are doing coding. So for the coding, there should be project requirement, project tasks, and then we should convert this code, this project requirement into the pseudocode. Okay, so that is a second step we have to do. So now, first thing, let me write a code. Let me write a requirement. Requirement is what? Set up a sorry, I have some problem with my voice. So set up a web server. That's all. I'm not complicating requirement now. Slowly we'll do that. So set up a web server. Now in CentOS. Okay, in CentOS. Now this is the requirement. Now you have to write a pseudocode. Pseudocode means step-by-step information. Step number 1, install HTTP in CentOS. That's the first thing. Step number 2, what do you need to do? You need to copy some file into var lib www html. Now this location, I know that it's a default location for HTTPD, but let me tell you one thing. If you're using Ansible and you think Ansible will do everything, no. You should know. For example, I'm writing a code for web server, so you should know web server in and out. If you're writing a code for database, you should know database in and out. If you're writing code for networking devices or for the sake of any tools, any platforms, Windows, Linux, all these things, you should know that that is a prerequisite before you come to Ansible. Ansible will do only the things which you want them to do that. So here, copy some files. Some means, let's say index.html files. Okay. And step number 3, start a HTTPD server. That's all. So this is my pseudocode. So guys, this is my project. This is my pseudocode. It can be hundreds of steps also. You have to work on accordingly. Now guys, pseudocode we have it. Now we have to find a module for it. Remember that everything is all about module in Ansible. So you have to find a module. So which module you will use that to install the HTTPD in CentOS? I'll go to the Google, okay, and I will search like this: Ansible module for. Guys, this you please remember that always. Okay, I remember, you remember. Okay, life will become easy. So for what? Install package in CentOS, something like that. So here, this one should be common, and rest of the things you know that. Now, if you read these documents, immediately this is the module you got it actually. Which module? Yum module. Now I will got this information, and here I will write it, Yum module. Okay. Now copying a file. So Ansible module for copy files. This is the module. This is the module. Which module? Copy module. These all are built-in module. Okay. Start HTTPD services. So Ansible module for starting services, and this module has come, and service module. So what I'm trying to say and give you a message, are you able to understand? All I'm saying is you have a project, convert into pseudocode. For each pseudocode, find a module for it. Are you understanding all of you?
Yeah. Got you.
Okay. Now guys, understand that don't rush to the programming. Okay, don't rush to the programming coding. Just read this. For example, there's one module called Yum. Read this. Spend time. Many people do, you know what mistake? They don't read this page and they started jumping on the program and assuming it will work, and they get lost with so many errors, and ultimately again they do that bugs, searching, and end of it, then when they get tired, then they refer these documents. No, don't do that. Refer these documents. Here, this is important. Remember that each module I said required a parameter. I hope you remember. See that. Yesterday, I think 2 of you have attended, but 1 person have not attended. So I hope that you might have seen that video also. Remember, what is a module? Module is a code which runs in ARS, remote server, which accepts the parameter. This parameter is very important. Very, very important. And this official documents, you should not run away from official documents, because in Google you will not find complete information, outdated information. See here, this is the parameter. This type is Boolean, and this added in a Ansible 2.4 version. So if some of the options not working, you should check which version of Ansible you have, and accordingly. 2.7, 2.6, 2.12, 0.6, and so on. So you should check this, all this type and stuff like that. You should read this one also. For every options, whatever you see, there is a, if it is a boolean, there's a some value will be there, yes, no, and something will be default, which is in blue. So this is the default value. That means if you don't call or call it, no is default. You want to override it, you can do that. Allow downgrade is equal to yes. So all this blue you see is a default. Now there is one option you will see, required. Here, I don't see here required is there. It will be in red. Let me go to another one, copy. See here, required. That means all are optional except this one. That means without this option, you cannot use copy module. Yes. So you should know that type of the parameter. You also see aliases. Aliases means you can use copy module and you can use this attributes which is called attributes, or you can use attr also. Okay, for example, in yum also there must be some aliases. Let me show you here. I'm just checking. No, sure. Is there. So here you see that you can use the name also, or you can use a pkg also. Okay, so this is the way you have to see that default value. So all these options are there. Now till here is okay. Now I want you to look at it one thing, and which is, see here, understand that this is a parameter. Okay, this is the parameter. Now there is a one thing which we call it action. So here is the action state. See here, I'll put it in this way. Think simple, okay? Let's say module is yum. Now parameter you can pass, let's say httpd is a package name. But whether you want to install or remove or update or something else you want to do, how Ansible will come to know? That's called state always. We call it action. So here you see state, absent. So this state will be there for each module, mind it, each module. Here is absent, installed, latest, present, removed. And here you see this action is detailed, explanatory. Okay, so all this module and parameters and attributes and how we should read, you know that, correct? All of you?
Do we get anything on command line? We have in Linux, we have a help, right, for the command. So do we get on command line Ansible help?
Yes. Yeah. No, Ansible help. No, there's a one file which I am not going to tell you, but you're going to find out for yourself. And that is, can you tell me? Okay, just a second. Which Ansible? Okay, sorry, this is the new machine, right? So I need to install it. Just give me 2 seconds. So instead of me telling you, you will find out yourself. And then
Can you post that link into the chat?
yes, I'll do that.
All right, thank you.
I'll share. I have shared the notes also yesterday, which has that link.
Okay.
Yesterday videos, please watch it. It'll be easy. I share the recordings every day and notes. So guys, request you all to download the recording before 24 hours, because we don't store all this recording because too many sessions is running. So it's very difficult to manage all this recording. So we give it to the participants itself, so that way we don't have any burden on it.
Understood.
Yeah. So guys, here, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So here you have a Ansible installed. So ls user bin and /Ansible, and tell me which command will help me to find out the detailed about modules or plugins. You find out for me. Anyone?
So you're
Got it?
asking which one refers to modules or plugins?
No. There was one question like, hey, can we find out this all this information, module information on the command line? That was the question, correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So can you help me to find out which utility I should use for it?
Ansible doc.
Wonderful. Yes. So you got an
2.7.
answer. Yes. So Ansible doc is the command for every documentation you need it. You need to know modules. Okay. You need to know many other information. This is a command, but this is not friendly. Too much of information on the console, but rather than this is a tabular format, it is more friendly. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. So now this is the pseudocode I got it. I located the module also. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a Ansible ad hoc commands. So guys, Ansible ad hoc commands. So as we discussed last time, I hope you remember. Let me show you one more time. So the flow will be set in the mind, and that is just. So flow should be set in the mind, and that is here. See here. First, I will do, one task, only one task, but only one machines, which is localhost. After that, I will do the same task in the remote machines. Okay. And then after that, multiple remote machines like that. Okay. So let's do this.
Okay.
So here, Ansible is ad hoc command. Okay. Now, where you want to run it? So I want to run in localhost. That's all. Now, what you want to run it? So I will learn from Ansible only. I will not push any information from myself. Let me see. Hey, I want to learn module called YAM. How can I run it? So Ansible -h, and here you should read it. I repeat, you should read it at least 15 minutes this way. Okay, many people don't read it and then ignore it. We miss this information. This M is for module path, but I need a module name. So for that, so small m, you see here, module name. So Ansible localhost -m module name. Now which module name? Yum. Now yum required parameters also. So how do I pass the parameter over the command line? So I will read one more time, and here I see module arguments -a, and then I will pass these arguments in this code. So this is the ad hoc command template. Ansible localhost module name arguments. Very simple. This will keep changing. Module will remain same. Now you'll say, Rajesh, what about if I don't want to pass the module name? So default module name is command. Remember this. If you don't select the module name, default is command. COMMAND command. Okay. So right now I got to know. Now what I will do, I will go to my documentations of Yum, and here I'll find out which is required. So there is no required. I see that there is no required options. So okay, fine. Now I will go based on the judgment. Okay, my skills with a Yum. So Yum required the package name. So how do I pass it? Here, name or pkg. So here I say name, and I know the package name is httpd. Done. So this is done. State also you can pass it, but here I see that state is not required. So what is the default? So if I don't pass, see here, understand that. If I don't pass, nothing will happen. Let me show you here. See here, changed false means nothing has happened. By the way, I saw that HTTP is already installed actually. So which HTTPD? So let me remove this manually. So you will have a little bit of understanding of the flow. Can I run one more time and see that what is the default behavior? And here, oops, sorry, yes, which HTTPD? See, it got installed. Okay, so here state has default some value. Okay, you need to read what is the default, but maybe default here this document is not updated, but it is, I think, latest. Why I got to know? Because here as per the document there is no default set, but if I run this command here, it install that HTTPD. So little bit of that, but this is how it is. So HTTPD, which HTTPD? You see that installation is done. And now I want to run one more time. And you see that this time change false. So what this functionality is called? This is called idempotent. I hope you remember that. So here, this was my desire. In the system already CentOS, I mean, HTTPD were there. So Ansible got to know, hey, it's already installed. So the change are false. That means idempotent. Now you understood what is idempotent?
Yes.
Okay. So now, but by the way, this document is not having default. So what should I do? So I should have done it like this. Don't depends on this default behavior, but you have to state is equal to what? State is equal to installed or latest or present or something like that. Okay. So this is the one. So guys, this is the command to install the one package. Okay, I will run one more time and you see that same message you will get. But now I want to remove it. So what should I do? Absent. Simple.
Sir,
Absent.
that brings to one question, like, can we customize this? If I want a particular version to be installed, then is it possible, or it's only these defined states?
No, 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 no. Everything is possible. Just let me uninstall it. Okay. So you see that now uninstall it one more time. See, change false. Okay. Now you said particular version. That's the reason I said you have to look this document and find out that arguments which will help you to pass that version. Okay. So I'll just search for it because I don't have a patience to do that. So something like that you can pass it in this HTTPD concept. It is like this. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah, but there is one more actually. Yum, if it's Yum support, then definitely you will find that options. Let me see that. Release list week install repository. No, so I think yum module is not having version specification. Do we have yum command also that version? No, I think that command is not there, right? You can't specify the version on yum command also. That's the reason it's not there.
Okay.
Got it? So
Yeah, yeah.
this way also you can do that. Now you want to update the repo. So repo update is here. See, update cache is like updating the repo. Update only for that package only and install package only. And so yum you need to understand. Then only you will understand this table. Okay. You want to, let's say, download some other directory, then you can specify this one. Cache only, auto remove. So yeah, so is there. So I did install. Okay, I did install HTTPD and I removed HTTPD. This is how you will design your ad hoc commands. Okay, this is how. And now again run it. Done. So now guys, copy. Now copy same things and module name copy. Argument name will be source and destinations. So now I know that, so I'm just little rushing. So src is equal to index.html destination and this locations. Got it, all of you? Logic. Now let's say you don't know, then you will read this copy one. Here destination and here source. Are you able to understand, all of you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this way you will do that and get it work done. Okay, so that is important. So state is file. So okay, so I copy this file. Let me run this. I'm running it. See, there's an error. Why? That file is not available. So touch vi index dot html h1 welcome to Ansible class. Save this and let's rerun. Done. Guys, changed true means it has copied. Let me rerun one more time. See here, changed false. Why? Because this was my desire and that file was already there. So Ansible said, hey, we are not going to change it because it's inbuilt idempotent functionality. Now,
So,
similarly,
sir, one question that what is the color significance? So green is like no action was taken, yellow is like action is taken, and red is nothing to do.
no. Don't read this colored. Actually, this is coming from uh, Git bash actually. Okay, so
Okay.
here don't, because if you use the putty, you will see different thing. Don't read the color, read the message, that is easier. Again, if you are using some terminal, then I think you should be able to be more comfortable. I'm right now slowly becoming more comfortable with the bash, Git bash, so I'm using it. There's no same coloring you won't get in another term. Check that. Okay. Okay. So now, third thing, start a HTTPD. Now I know that, so I'm just blindly copying it. Service here, package name, the service name here, HTTPD, and I'm running it. Okay. So you have to look out the documents. Now I did this, and you see that with service running. Let me check. Grep. See, it's not running. I run this one more time and it has done. If you read this message, see here, change false means no changes. Why? Why it's not running? So I should look for the documentation and you will find why I'm insisting you to read this. So required is done. Yes, but state is empty here. State is empty here. That means if you do not specify, nothing will happen. So this document is up to date. So what you should do? State is equal to started, restarted, stop, whatever you want, and then now you see run. So guys, ultimately what I am trying to tell you, first create a project, then convert into the pseudocode, then find out the respective module for each step, then their attributes and all, and then write a ad hoc commands. There are 5,000 modules only. You have to follow this pattern, else you are not able to do that. Are you all clear with this?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, guys, let's get into
One
the
thing,
flow.
one query, sir. So for the installation of any package, this would be the only syntax, like the module name, -m module name, and the argument, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So this is the ad hoc command. So guys, this one is done. Any questions on this? Do one task in a local host. Any questions? Okay. Now guys, now I have to do in the remote machine. So what do I do? Very simple, guys. Remember that. Please read one more time here. Remote machine means we call it inventory. We pass the inventory over the command line also, in the file also, within a directory also, and through steps also. So now let me try with the command line. Okay. So I have one remote machines which I am going to use it. So what I'm going to do is, okay, what I'm going to do is, I need a remote machine actually. So what I'm going to do is convert this to the remote machines. So what is the IP address? 192.168.1.99 or what? Just a second. 9, yeah. So this is the remote machines. Now let me run this command and enter. So this will run in this machine actually. Remember earlier it was localhost. Now it will run in this machine, which is a remote machine, IP address. The moment you feed the IP address, the communication travel through network. Will you remember? All of you? Hello? Yeah. So let me run this. Now this is the error I'm getting. I need to solve it. It's a warning. Nothing has happened, by the way. It says, hey, provided host file is empty. So I provide it. It says host, provided host list is empty. Only local source is available that way. Note that the implicit local host does not match all. See this line I don't understand right now. Okay. And this line, can you help me out?
Maybe you have to mention host H, something like that, because it is not able to interpret the IP address as a host.
Correct. But any guesses based on the yesterday discussion? If you heard me right, then you will tell me the solution.
Yeah, I guess you can put Ansible ping M and you can put the IP address.
No, but IP address I'm putting up.
Okay.
I think the localhost is the default one, and to make an entry of the remote server or remote device, we have to manually put in the host file. Is it like that?
No, no. I said using command line. Please read one more time. I think you're ignoring. I am saying inventory file. I want to pass
Okay,
it
okay.
through
I think
command.
we missed comma. I think we missed comma.
Right, right. Remember, this is important. That's the reason I am saying, please listen my keywords properly, carefully. Host list. Is it a list? No, it is not a list. How can it become a list? Comma. Understood?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So
understood.
now, yeah. So now I'll run it again and let's see some errors also maybe. Again, this is a problem. Again, this is a problem. So again, same message. This time I'll help you with it. Remember that whenever you provide a list, please mark my word. Whenever you provide a list, there is one parameter to provide a list. That parameter I don't know. So can you help me to find out? Read this. Which parameter is required for list?
Inventory.
Yes,
Specify
inventory.
inventory.
See here. See here. Specify inventory host path or comma separated host list or this one. I. So you have to specify I. So can it be other machines also? Yes, it can be hundreds of machines here. 4.5.6.7, comma 6.7.8.9. I'm just faking out. Okay, don't. This is a fake IP address. Make sense? That means this command will run in how many machines? 3 machines. Here, this command will run in how many machines? 1 machine. So like that, guys, if you want, this is a, if you want, you can run in multiple machines. Make sense, all of you? All of you?
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yes. Let me run this and enter. Oops, again error, but this time different error. Tell me what exactly that is.
Comma we can
So probably,
remove.
no, that option is correct, but still it's not. It says, hey, there is an error, too few arguments for it. And they are suggesting me something like this. What is these all options which is suggesting me? What are all these options? So basically these are all for SSH. Remember that simple logic, think and then fix the error. Don't jump to the Google. Think, because you should build the analytical skills yourself. See, this is the ACS, and this is you, and this is the ARS. Now you are running the commands in the remote machines. So don't you think SSH authentication and authorization has to be provided? Correct, no?
Yeah.
That's the reason they're saying, hey, too few options, arguments. So now the question is, there are two things. When you talk to the remote machines, you need to provide two things: authentications and also authorizations. Authentication means SSH default, which you can override also by the way. But authorizations also you have to provide. So I will ask Ansible only. Hey Ansible, tell me what are the authentication model which you have and authorizations. So guys, please read this options. Many people ignore it. You have to read it.
Okay. So
All these
we are not done the SSH key generation and copy the remote host. Trust relationship is not there.
no.
Authentication, authorization for authentication.
Yeah. If you do that one, copy the public key in other machine, that will be done. No authentication required. Okay. So that is automatically done. But I'm not talking about that one. What about if you are to pass the password or key? Correct now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here connection options, private key, you can pass it. You can pass the private key. You can pass the password also. See, again, recall this. I already discussed. Recall the discussion. What I said is somewhere here. See, what you can do is you can use the username and password. You can use username and key. So if you want to use username, what is this U? So let's develop that one by one. So understand this. So here -u. What is this user? I right now have a root only. Okay. What is the root? Okay. Now you want to enable for password -k. This is the one option. Got it ready. Now let's say no, I don't have a password. I have a keys. So what do we do? So username, let it be, and remove this -k and private key is equal to node.pm. No, then you say no. This username is okay. Private key is the same, but you need to authorize it. You need to. There are a few more options actually. You can change the SSH to WinRM also using this option. I'm not complicating too much. Okay. So this connection option is done either with the key or either with the password. Then now next option will come. How do you authorize yourself? See, authorizations I said with the username, sudo without a password, sudo with a password, sudo with another password. So by the way, guys, there is a root user, so I don't need to use this one. But what about if you use the normal user? Then we should discuss. So you will have a better understanding. Let's say there is a normal user, EC2 user. Okay, EC2 user. So in that case, let's say you have a key. Okay, so now you want to give the some permission, some extra permissions. What do we do in this case? What we do in this case? Just a second, guys. Yeah, sorry. So what do we do? This is the user which has no permission to install what? So what do we do? Usually manually, what do? You tell me.
You will do the sudo.
Sudo without a password, with a password. Decide. And here you have all options. Please read this. Privilege, escalations, options. So here, if you want to do without a password, -b options. I'm writing it all of you, for all of you. Here,
Okay.
manually I'm -b. Now let's say sudo with a password you have, then capital K. Remember, see, log in with this user and this key, but you need to perform this action, you need to become sudo, but this time with the password. So this all options are available. I'm just writing it here. And now let's say no. Then you'll say, Rajesh, I need to log in using this user, okay, but I need to become another user. So what we do? So you see, become user. Are you understanding?
I am. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is all options you have in this. So this will help you to work with any environment actually. So this is with the password. I'll write it. Password. This is with the key. Okay. This is with the key. This is with the sudo. Sudo without a password. Without password. This is with a password. With password, and this is with the sudo with another users and then password. Make sense, guys, all of you?
Yeah.
It does.
So please read this privilege escalations option, and please leave this, also read the behavior of SSH. Okay, and in Windows WinRM, because without that knowledge, how can you work? Okay, blindly if you start googling, probably some combination will work, but understanding will not be built. Okay, so for me, this is the options, by the way. So let me run it.
But that assumes like the user should be part of the sudoers group.
Sudoers group means
in that wheel group,
the
right? Minus G.
sudo without a password means that has to be in a sudoers group. Sudoers group. Yeah, that is a basic prerequisite.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's coming with default most of the Linux. From last 6-7 years, I have not seen the users. Basically, I'm working on the cloud most of the time. So it's there is a part of the sudoers group by default. Let's say EC2 user will be the part of sudoers group.
If you want to pass the password, after -k we will put the password, right?
No. It will prompt you for the password. This will prompt you.
The first line.
This will also prompt you for the password.
Okay, it will prompt.
Okay. You want to feed the password? There's a way to do that. Inventory file, let it come. I'm playing with the command line right now. For that, you don't need to feed the password, but pass the password through automation. But Ansible file is there. Using that, you can pass the password. Okay.
Okay, so this one will prompt asking for the password. Okay. I was not aware. Okay.
Yeah. So it is written over there. If you read this, here, say, ask for it. Okay. So now for me, it is this one. Let me run this.
But that will go in interactive mode, correct? In this case.
Yes, interacting. Interacting command ad hoc is interacting, right? So guys, there's one more problem. Again, it's saying the same error. What is this? So here I will not ask you because this message is not giving any meaningful things. So guys, you know what? Think simple, okay? Always think simple. This is inventory. Agree with me?
That's correct.
In Ansible, there is one concept, and the concept is very simple. One machine, 2 machines, 3 machines, 4 machines, 5 machines, 7 machines, 10 machines, 20 machines. So inventory means all machines. When I say inventory means all machines. So all machines means this is all machines right now. All machines. Okay. So what Ansible has done it, they said, hey, let me create one group called all. Okay, all. Now you say, no, I want to run only in this machine. Okay, then you will create a custom group, CG, web, DB, and XYZ, whatever it is. Okay, so we call it, this is a default group, all. Custom group, I'm not discussing right now. I'll discuss in some time. Just give me some time. Okay, so group all. All means all of this inventory. That means here all means what? All means these machines. Here all means what? All means these machines. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to say all. Right now, all means only one machines I'm having it, though you can have a number of machines. So here what you are saying, hey, Ansible, take this inventory. It can be hundreds of machines also. Run on all what? This module with this parameter, with this access and authorization and authentication. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
So guys, this is all, remember for time being till I get into the custom groups. Okay, so now I will run it and see, it's asking me the password. I know the password, enter, and now here it's saying some error. This is a real error. What is error? This is where I want your help. See here. This is not Ansible error. You need to help me with that. What exactly that is? Tell me. So here what happens? This is a Linux. This is a Linux. When one Linux connect to another Linux, what happens? You know, the fingerprint check happens. You remember that first time when you connect to the new Linux box, they ask you, hey, yes, no, yes, no. If you do yes, then it will update the known files, known host file. If you do no, then disconnect.
We need to do
Remember
the no in Ansible.cfg, correct? Is that so?
Correct, yes. So one of the options we can, though it's not good practice by the way, but there's a ways to do that. But right now I'm not complicating. So what to do? I need to change the behavior of Ansible. How can you do that? See, default value is says, hey, you have to check the Ansible SSH fingerprint. But I want to say, hey, no, I don't want to change. So can I go and modify? So this file I'm modifying it. Now, one of the use cases, and I know that what is the variables, but you have to spend some time. This is all about the experience, okay? I know the variable is host key checking. So let me locate that somewhere. And the variables here. See. So now I'll comment and disable false. By default, it was true. Save it and run the command. But pass the password and work. Now this again, password wrong. Did I pass the password correct? Incorrect password. I don't think so. I passed the password incorrect. What is this? Let me check. Incorrect password. Huh? Okay, let me change the password. Pass WD. New password. What is that? Rajesh 123. Rajesh 123. Rajesh 123. Okay. My
But
bad.
you
My
are
bad.
changing here in the local device, right?
No.
Not to the.
Just remove it. This was a mistake. Hi. Password I was entering correct. Username was wrong. Okay. So this clear the screen. Rajesh 123. Yes. Done. So it was already installed in that machine. So change false. So now this is the final commands after all discussions. Let me modify this commands also. And let me modify this command also. Now I'll do the real change. Now this is the whole copy of this. You will make it here and here, and then this will make it here and here. This is a final command for my scenario. If you have a different scenarios, you have to work. Make sense? Now can I do that? So what I'm going to do, yum remove httpd. I'm manually doing it, so you see that changes, and this file and the started. Done. So see that guys, which httpd is not there and it's not running, of course, it will not be there, and done. Now can I run this fresh this commands? Clear the screen. Through network I'm running, not through localhost. Don't think it's running the same machine. It's a different machine through the network. What actually in reality it's running the same machine, but through network assumption is different machines. Mind it.
Okay, makes sense.
And done, guys. And now can we see that here, which HTTPD? See, is there ps-ef grep HTTPD, and can we check this IP address browser? See, okay, this page did not get updated. I was expecting something else. I was expecting this one. So
Have you written something in index HTML that is not showing?
yeah, that is not so. So let me see that if it is a path problem. Just a second. It must be a path. This is the file. Index.html. Correct is correct, but it's not taking. Why? So it could be cache actually. Maybe I'm just guessing. No. Var lib www.html. Okay, just a second. I need to check that configuration file for HTTP. Document directory. You should know these are the things, so you will be able to troubleshoot a little bit better. So the directory for server root document directory just want to document directory is var www.html. See, this is the wrong path. No, that was my mistake. So it is a wrong path. This is the path. Okay, so now we'll correct it. And can we rerun one more time? Did you understand that?
Yes.
So here, run this one more time. Now it should be okay. Done and refresh. Done. Okay, so this is the way you have to write ad hoc commands. Now, guys, there is a problem in this, which I'm going to help you to do this. Guys, tell me one thing. Really, do you like this? If you want to run in the multiple machines, do you really like this?
No, this is messy.
Messy, of course, it's messy. So now that is where, guys, third scenario will come, and that is called inventory file. Okay. So what is inventory? See here, look at my screen one more time. This just now I showed you, but you know what? This can be in file also. Okay, so what is a file? Very simple, guys. Same command I will convert into that file. Very simple. So you write a file which is here, and the file name is vi inventory, and inside that you can write all these IP addresses.
Okay.
That's all, nothing else you have to do that. 11 and save it. See that this file again, you see that this is a file. What exactly it is? It's a NI file. It's a NI file, and it contains the list of IP address. Can be host also, host name also, and separated by new line. Nothing I'm doing. Okay, just converting that command line entry, which is messy, to inventory file. And what I need to do, that's all. Inventory file name can be anything, by the way. I is not changeable, but inventory file name can be anything. I like to have the name inventory itself. That way it is creating some pointer in my memory. Are you understanding? So now theoretically it will run in 3 machines, 1, 2, 3. By the way, only one is active, second and third it will fail. So let's do that. And here, clear the screen. Enter Rajesh 1, 2, 3. And see, one succeeded, second and third unreachable. Same thing, guys. Now, so it's life becomes so easy now. You see that here. What you can do is you can second and third will fail. So what you can do is this module you can run in hundreds of machines based on your will. inventory file. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the scenario which I was talking about. Third one. Okay. Now last scenario, which is the fourth one. So guys, here, what is a group actually? What age group? So guys, here, let me a little bit share more information. There is a default group. What is the default group? There are 3 default groups. What are these? So all, which I remember, none, and one more group which I am having. I'm not able to recall that. Ansible, inventory, default group. Okay, these are the 3 one. So all. So here, okay. So here, not none. All is there, and ungroup is there. Ungroup means it's like a none only. The machine which is a part of the no group, and there is a one more. Okay, there's a 2 only. Okay, yeah. So there's only 2 groups which is default. One is all, means that machine should be a part of all group, or ungroup means a machine which is not a part of any group. But the question is, what is a custom group? Guys, custom group, basically you can create your own group. For example, you have a DB server, you have a web server, you have a app server. So this is a group. How do I create it? It's very simple, guys, in Ansible. Let me show you. Are you able to see this inventory file, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now what I will do is, now what I'll do is, I'll create inventory file. So here, this group, square bracket, is become a group.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Yes, is that similar to the host files? Like if you
Yes.
actually go to user
Host
Ansible
file.
hosts. Yes.
Okay. Many people are using host file. What is a host file? Host file is equal to inventory file. I am saying inventory file. People are saying, other people are saying host file. Now the question is why they are saying host file? Because see, it's all about your understanding. Okay. If you go in Ansible, and here, what is this? Ansible CFG. Here they have mentioned host file. Look at this somewhere. This is the one. So it should be here. This is inventory file, but we call it a host file. It's up to you how you call it. I call it inventory because variable is inventory, I is inventory, but this name is host file.
Okay, makes sense. And host files has some static configurations already in place.
Yeah, so I don't use this file. Why? Because I don't use this because I use custom one. That's the reason here I said current directory. If you don't provide this one, Ansible will look for here.
Okay.
One question, since you have opened this file, it is the inventory. If you start at the start of the line, it is marked hash. Okay, that means it's a comment. But it's text at the default. At default is host file is etc Ansible. So what is the significance of commenting it?
Okay, I remember that I said same thing. Again, I'll repeat. See, executable has certain default value, which is hard coded. If you want to change it, then you modify this file. So here, this is the hard coded in Ansible executable. If you want to change this, uncomment and just use this for whatever the location you want.
Okay, so this is just for demonstration purpose. They have hashed it. That's what.
They said, hey, these are the options you have. Whichever the option you want to modify and use it.
Got it.
Okay, so now I was having something different. Yeah. So I was saying, hey, how can we create a custom group? So very simple. This square bracket will create a custom group. Okay, and now this is a machine, web machines, dev machines, app machines, and stuff like that. So it's very simple now. This is a custom group. This is a group. This is the IP address. This is a group. This is the IP address. This is a group. This is the IP address. In the dev group, how many machines? 3 machines. Web group, how many machines? 3 machines. App group, how many machines? 3 machines. Let me add one more, and here web 1. So tell me one thing, web 1 is a machine or group? Tell me.
It's a
Group.
machine with the host name.
Correct. Yes. Please do not understand. This is a machine name. I mean host name. It can be IP address.
Okay.
This, so whenever you see in the inventory, if it is a square bracket, that is your group. Okay. This is a host name. This is the IP address of host name. Server, remote server.
Okay.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to dev group. I am going to have only one machine right now. Okay. In this is a web group, app group. All this thing I am going to modify and vi inventory, and let me delete this, enter, paste it, and which is a dev group. I have only one machine. Web group, I have 3 machines. Okay. So what I'm going to do, nothing else, same command, guys. You see the beauty of this Ansible. Here I will specify, instead of all, I will specify more. I will specify dev. That's all. See here. And run this. Enter. Rajesh 1 2 3. Remember that in a dev group only one machine is there. Done. Now what about if I do with web group, which has 3 machines, by the way? It will fail because not a okay, one machine will pass, 2 machine will fail. Okay, so it's like this. So dev to web, see here, and Rajesh 1 2 3. See, one machine got passed because it exists. Second and third got failed because it do not exist. So guys, what is the group? Let's look at the flow one more time. See, I could run one task in one machine, local host. I could run one task in one remote machine. I could run one task, one module, whatever it is, to multiple remote machine using inventory, and inventory over the command line also and file also, and do one task in a multiple remote machine using group in inventory also. I showed you. Did you understand so far?
Yes.
So guys, in simple way, if you want to run few tasks in hundreds of machines, you don't need a YAML file. You don't need to write any command, any code. You just need to write this ad hoc commands. Okay. So this is the session for the day. There's one problem in this. So let's say if you want to run hundreds of module, then you'll get crazy, right? Correct now?
Yeah.
So we need to solve that problem in our next class. And that's
Okay.
where the playbook is coming into the picture.
Yeah, so in next class we'll also discuss like we don't deploy using Ansible as a root user, right? So what is required? Like you have to create a user on all the target machines, or how it is?
So the answer you have in front of you. If you use with a different user, that user you need to check whether that has a permissions
Now, what is the
with a
best practice
sudo.
in what is the best practice in production?
See, I'll tell you in a simple way. MySQL runs with a MySQL. Um, Apache run with the daemon, sometime Apache user. So practice should be, Ansible is not dictating anything. Practice typically in Linux, here it says you should have one user for each of these applications, and that user should run. But I don't here. There's no need to worry about it. Why? Because the moment you install an MySQL will create automatically through RPM. Whenever you install it, they will create a MySQL user. Or for example, some other applications also, they will create those users and then install the applications. So that's many of this time it's a default behavior. If it is not, then you can create one user, add into sudo with a password, without a password, whatever it is, and then use that. Now
Yeah,
you
because
can,
I read somewhere like you in production you don't expose your root password. So obviously there has to be some username you have to create on the target machine and add them to the wheel group -g or maybe sudo's group, and then you run the Ansible using that group that user credential. That is what
yes,
so
yes, that's a Linux practice. See, let's say I have a root user right now. Okay, but if you, which cloud you are using? In the cloud, at least you won't get a root user. Why I'm getting this root user? Because I'm using today this machine, the one which is running in my local machine. But what you could have done it, you will use this normal user, and that will have a permission or key. Accordingly, you can install it. Let's say you want to create a new users using that Ansible, no problem. Ansible module for new user, and there's a module for it, and this is the module which can create the new user. Let me see the what is required is name, that's all. So let me write it. So here using the root anyways, you have to do that. The module name is user underscore module. What is module name? User. And what is a required value? So required only name and Ramu Kaka, and here this one. Let me show you here. Dev group Rajesh 123. Only one machine is in the dev group, and here more etc password and grep Ramu Kaka. Done. So you add it. Now you have to add this into the sudo list. Find out the command for it. Linux command to add user in sudoers group. Sudo group. Sudo group is there or not? Let me check. First, I should check. So there's one group file called groups.
it's something like wheel group, right? You have to add that wheel.
I'm just checking it.
Yeah.
I'm just checking it because I don't work every day, so don't have memories for it. So wheel, let me check. And nowadays in cloud, all this thing is coming automatically. So will group. So what to do? So user mod, you have to do user modifications. So here, Linux commands to add user, sorry, not Linux, Ansible module for adding user into group. And which module? So I'm going to use this module called user only, and user append true. See here, if yes, add user to the group specified in. So append by default is no, you have to say yes. So you have to work like that actually. It's a gradual learning. And then which group? So locate that. Force group name. And what is the group name? Will group. Correct, no? Done.
Yeah.
This is the code. And clear the screen. Enter Rajesh 123. Done. And now let's check it out manually. Is part of, now probably it's a part of the will group. I have to check that command for that.
Okay.
So with this command, we added one user to the group, right?
One user to the group. Yeah.
To the group where they will have a sudo roots privileges. Well,
Yeah.
they can do activity of what a root can do.
Yes. Depends on that. Maybe your server configuration is different, not a will. Maybe sudoers group is something else. Depends on your the machine
Mostly,
image.
but yeah, this is applicable to RHEL and CentOS at least.
Yeah,
Because our servers are mostly RHEL only.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
So guys, ultimately, do not forget, the rules are very simple. You need to create a project, pseudocode, find a module, run a module, and now I showed you how to run a module.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
okay.
we want tips from you in next class. Like YAML file, dealing with YAML file it has become a lot of headache. Like we do a lot of
I'll
mistake. I
teach
don't
you
know.
that.
Yeah.
I'll teach you
So
that the whatever is required for the playbook sections, because YAML is
yeah.
a little different course altogether. But whatever is required for Ansible, I'll teach you, and then we'll move into the playbook. Okay. So next section, I'm going to talk about the playbook. Be ready for it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Any other
Yeah.
questions, guys?
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, if you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc. Kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.